Hey everybody, David here, and today I want to talk about Thor Ragnarok. Well, not the movie Thor Ragnarok, but I want to get you people who are probably looking forward to the movie. If you're someone that has never seen any of the Thor movies, or any of the Hulk movies, or anything that's part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, this is a video for you that can help you kind of cheat your way through it if you're really interested in this one movie, so you want to go back. Which movies do you have to go back to in order to catch up on Thor and Hulk's journey? So there are a couple of movies, not too many, but I would recommend watching all of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Right now, it's only Thor Ragnarok is going to be the 17th film in this cinematic universe, and there's no time wasting. So let's get right into this, guys. What's the first movie you need to watch? The first movie I would suggest is The Incredible Hulk, which came out in 2008, starring Edward Norton as Bruce Banner. And this is the first one this was actually Marvel's second film, following the first Iron Man movie, which also came out that same year. Something to note, there are two Hulk movies out there. There's one with Eric Bana, which was made in 2003, released in 2003. The reason why I'm not adding that one to this list is because that one is not canon to the rest of these films. That one is actually ignored. They even solidify that in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., where they even bring back a character who's actually in the 2003 Hulk movie that was killed off in that film. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. brought back that character because to further cement that that movie is not canon. This movie is canon, mostly because William Hurt plays General Ross, and so far out of all the actors that have been in that movie, he's the only actor to return. He returned in 2016's Captain America: Civil War. So The Incredible Hulk, first one you want to watch. There is a little cameo from another Marvel character who is in some of the other films, but I don't want to spoil that cameo. Even though this movie came out almost 10 years ago, I'll keep that as a little surprise, just in case. You'll never know. Next on the list, I will say go to the first Thor movie, which came out in 2011, simply titled Thor. This is the movie that introduced the world to Chris Hemsworth as the God of Thunder, or it's his first American feature debut. Unless you count 2009's Star Trek movie, which he had a little cameo in. This is his first feature film that put him in a starring role, and as well as Tom Hiddleston. Tom Hiddleston really broke out from this movie. He was around a little bit longer than Chris Hemsworth, but he wasn't the big sensation he is today. Thor and Loki are very important figures to the Avengers Cinematic Universe because they do, specifically in our next title, which is The Avengers you want to watch next. That's the third movie on this list. Thor and Loki do take center stage in the Avengers quite a bit, mostly because Loki is the main villain that the Avengers fight against. So once you see Thor and get to know him a little bit in his backstory, you finally get a villain that's actually worthy of all the Avengers. And people still to this day say Loki is the best villain. So it's kind of cool that they made him the main villain of this first movie. He was also the first villain that the Avengers actually fought in the comics as well. So this borrows a little bit from the original comic book of the Avengers, as well as a little bit of the Ultimates. There's a little bit of that flavor in here as well. So that's the next movie on our list. The fourth one is Thor: The Dark World. This is the second Thor film, which continues Thor and Loki's adventure. This one follows quickly after the Avengers, and even shows us some of the aftermath of what happens to Loki. which I don't want to spoil anything because I like to keep things a secret for people that haven't seen this movie. But it is also, it ends in a way where it kind of makes us guess for all this time. Remember, Thor: The Dark World came out in 2013. Something happens at the end that makes us wonder, what has Loki been up to? Which is a real big reason why a lot of people, including myself, are excited to see Thor Ragnarok, because I'm going to leave it at that. Next on the list, you want to go and watch Avengers Age of Ultron. This is the only movie that does not have Loki and Thor in the same film. Every other film has Loki and Thor together, but this is the only film that does not. So that's one thing. Second thing, it does set up Thor's journey on looking for the Infinity Stones. The Infinity Stones are something we've seen in some of the Marvel movies, including the Thor films and the Avenger films. And that kind of leads us into Thor Ragnarok. From my understanding, it is going to involve the Infinity Stones, or at least one or two of them, maybe. Second of all, this brings back the Hulk. Now, the Hulk hasn't been seen since the first Avengers movie, where we last saw him. Unfortunately, he didn't get his own solo movie another time around, so they give him a lot more to do in this film. He even gets a little romantic interest with Black Widow, which was, I thought it was a nice relationship. It wasn't one that I was like 100% on board with, but I ended up liking it. I liked seeing how it fit into the story of this movie. It kind of made me wonder, though, what about Betty Ross, who was his girlfriend from The Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton? After all, they did bring back William Hurt, who played her father. So it's like, I don't know. But anyways, this is definitely a cool movie to check out. All of these movies are really good. Finally, I'm going to recommend Doctor Strange on this list as well, because Doctor Strange, it has been confirmed. He was seen in the international trailers. Doctor Strange is going to appear in Thor Ragnarok, so you might want to get a little idea on who he is before you see him there, played by Benedict Cumberbatch. If you've seen the movie Doctor Strange, it's not too much of a spoiler. People who've seen that movie were anticipating this, because during the end credits, which you should always watch the end credit scenes of Marvel films, during the end credits, we do get a little clip from Thor Ragnarok of Thor talking to Doctor Strange about finding Odin, and they're kind of making some deal for a little bit of help, it looks like, and he's saying, okay, I'm going to get rid of you and you don't come back or something after. I don't know. The details are going to be in Thor Ragnarok for sure. So it looks like that's it, guys. That's the list of movies that you have to check out. I am going to throw two bonus ones just in case, because there are some rumors going around there right now, out and about the nerd fandom, that possibly, maybe, the Guardians of the Galaxy might show up. This is just a rumor. It's not 100% true. But just in case, I will recommend Guardians of the Galaxy. And even if they don't appear in the movie, it is a good way to kind of maybe get a possible idea of what the cosmic Marvel Cinematic Universe is, because we do know that Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 anyways is starting to set up this cosmic side of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which apparently in Phase 4 they will be looking more films to fit in that side of because maybe Marvel is starting to realize people are getting a little bit superhero fatigue. Well, they're not getting Star Wars fatigue yet. So why not give them more sci-fi movies that are adventurous to watch, right? Maybe, I don't know. But yes, for sure, maybe check out Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 and 2. Plus, the first one also involves the Infinity Stones, one of them. as well as Thanos, who might also play a part in Thor Ragnarok. So there's a lot of reasons why you should be checking out Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 and 2. Not to mention that the Grand Master, played by Jeff Goldblum, is apparently the brother of the Collector, who was played in the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie by Benicio del Toro. So, again, another reason to add Guardians of the Galaxy to this list. Where would I put it on this list? Maybe right before you start Age of Ultron. So with that being said, guys, that's this video. I hope this was useful to you guys. For anybody that has never watched the Marvel Cinematic Universe, there you go. You have it here now. So I hope you guys like, subscribe, and until next time, take care.